Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? And I hope you had a better weekend than me. Well, the good news is I did get to go and see Infinity War, which is long awaited, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. No spoilers, don't worry. However, it was kind of ruined by an attempted break-in at my workplace on Sunday morning. Fortunately, I was able to scare them off before they got onto the property, but there was quite a bit of damage done. And by the time you've fixed everything up and, you know, boarded up the windows and all that kind of stuff, well, that kind of took 3 hours of my morning, and then by the time I came back from the cinema and did some extra jobs as well, and social media and police reporting and all that sort of stuff, nearly 6 hours lost on that attempted break-in. So I wasn't even sure I was going to get any What's Maps done this week, but we're going to do one today, okay? It's Aeria Island by Untitled. Now, it's a good looking map from up here. I love the island design. And I love the start square. Could do with an intersection in there, but the highway gives you a few options of where to actually start along that edge there. Here we have the resources nicely dotted and interesting, I think. And then off to the Steam Workshop. What do you need? Not too much. Not too much. Tree pack and another tree set and stuff. It's Clara and it's Clarity, and that combination is always a winner with me. So brilliant, glad to see it. Now we have 4 road connections and rail connections in the corners of on the edges of, not the corners, on the edges in the fog. I switched off the fog so you could see that, and then they emerge onto the main islands over here like this. With slightly slopey ramps, of course, but I kind of got to do that if you're coming in from there. But it's fine, and it does allow for a lot of traffic to get onto your island without having to worry about having to set up ports and stuff. So anyway, yes, don't worry, honestly, don't worry about me. I am absolutely fine. I'm not traumatized. I'm not injured. I was just, I had figured for about 4 hours what we're getting down to the cinema, 3 hours of the film and getting back from the cinema, and then to sit down and do some What's mapping, and then I lost about another, like I said, probably about 6 hours all told through the day. Nice perfect bridge there, nothing to moan about with that perfect bridge. Yes, so I hadn't figured in for that, so I lost a big chunk of my recording day, and I wasn't entirely sure whether I'd actually get any done today. Nice perfect bridge here as well. No moans about this. We've got something interesting coming up here though. We've got a very loopy bit. Oh, we've got some glitching trees glitching through the highway on the side there. There's a lot of tree issues with this map, I've got to say. I love this tree though. I love this one. Can I keep it? Oh, that's amazing. That's your Christmas tree this year sorted out, chaps. Very, very nice. I don't mind the trees underneath there. I think they're going to get enough daylight. Although I normally grumble about trees underneath highways, I think there'll be enough light getting through to those, so that wouldn't be a problem. There's some more tree glitching there, and a big bit of tree glitching here as well. Lots of that going on. And then it loops all the way back again. Look at the way that loops and loops. It's trying to gain quite a lot of height there. That's why all that looping's being done. But I think there might have been a more cost-efficient way of doing that. Anyway, what shall we do? I just want to pull up this way, actually, just show you this tree here. It's kind of like a tree tunnel for the, like a car wash with trees. Imagine where those trees were soaking wet. Your car would come out sparkly clean on the other side. Oh, no. Anyway, so if you come onto slightly slopey upwards with the tunnels here. Yeah, if you come along for a What's map one morning this week and there is no What's map, There's no plans for me to miss any, but I am a little bit struggling at the moment for time. I know you guys won't mind, and I appreciate all the support you always give me, because you know I get a lot of content out, and this is still just like a hobby for me. But if I don't get a what map out, don't worry, it's just because I am just a little bit struggling for time. Fortunately, I like the way that the highway clips into this cliff here. That's very nicely done. Yeah, very, very nicely done. Fortunately, tomorrow, or today, as you're watching this on the Monday, is a public holiday in the UK. And so I've kind of got a free day. I was figuring on doing some other stuff, but now I think I might just have to be doing videos instead. So if my mother comes round and checks my house for housework, it may not be as tidy as I want it to be. Oh, but I'm sure she'll let me off because of the trouble. Anyway, if we nip off there, across the other side of here, and I just want to show you the tunnel there, just to show you that it goes all the way there out to the fog. Now we're going to go back along the rail, and we've got a few issues with the rail. Here, this is a little bit glitchy here, a lot of bit glitchy actually. I'm not even sure if that works. I've not tried it, I've not tested it. I've got a feeling it doesn't, but it might. But anyway, one way or another, it looks awful. Okay, the rail's pretty good. The rail is pretty good. There's no steep slopes anywhere, as you probably wouldn't expect there to be. The quality of the roads is pretty damned good, wasn't it? And so you're expecting the rail. It's a little bit elevated all the way here. In fact, I think the rail stays elevated too long. And when it isn't elevated, it kind of goes into tunnel. And then, where's it coming out? I've forgotten now. Straight on. Yep, straight on. Does it, yeah, thank you, full screen, lovely. And then just comes out of the tunnel, we're going elevated again across the water. Goes to land, elevated, land, and we're finally back down. So for a long old way there we were, and now we've got trees. Now we've got a hell of a lot of trees. Fortunately, there are no catenaries on this particular rail. Is that because I switched them on? I'm worrying I've got the mod switched on now. I'm panicking now. I can't remember. I must go and check my mods to make sure I've got them fixed. But obviously I was struggling for time this morning. Sorry, this evening. What time is it? I was struggling for time this evening, and I was just happy to actually start recording some vocals for this video. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go and do an asset review. Come on. Oh, dearie me, that's way out, way out. Anyway, today's asset review is HDB 640833 by Ali Cafe. How yeah. This is a very nice block of flats. I like it. I'm loving the detailing, the rendering, the colours, the design. Everything about this I think is pretty damn cool, and I would like you, Ali Cafe. How yeah, to do some more in this series, some just like variations. Yeah, I don't think you could have too many of these. These are really, really nicely done, and people pulling up to move in already. There we are, all good, and the car's just disappearing up people's backsides there. I should have put some parking outside. Anyway, HDB 640833. How yeah, and all that. Today's asset of the day. And even that's out. Oh, come on. Everything is out at the moment by a few seconds, but tough titties. This is what you're going to get today. You're lucky you've even got a show. I promise you. You are so lucky. I'm now trying to find a factoid. I've normally prepped one in advance. In Saxon times. Oh, no, sorry. Today's theme and LUT. Today's theme is the Stray Cats Territory Plains by Rafa, who you all know and love, and we're using the Corn William LUT, and we're using it all week. In Saxon times, when Saxon times, about 1,000 years ago, guys, Gatwick, which is a major airport in the UK, was a goat farm. And in 1600, a pair of silk stockings in the UK would have cost you, sit down guys, £1.25, which probably be a little bit more than that now. Oh, finally, I've actually got something to zone in at exactly the right moment. Alright, shipping routes. We do have some shipping routes here. We can look round here. It does go just a little low, that bridge. Fortunately, the shipping does actually go through it. But the pillars are slightly off here, and there will be shipping clipping there. And if we go down the other route, there'll be shipping clipping on that pillar there as well, without any doubt at all. Let's have a quick look at, yeah, this is that first bridge I showed you. And that goes through there with crunch. Ouchie. And then if we go up the other end, this isn't so much shipping clipping. I think that water just looks a bit shallow for a big ship like that. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. That's just instinct, that one for me. So the overall design of the map, I love the overall design of the map. I think it looks really, really cool. I think in terms of build plane, it's playable. The two main islands are good shapes, and oh, we've got lots more tree problems, lots of drowned trees. We've got drowned trees here, drowned trees there, and drowned trees some other places as well. Here, I'm not so sure whether or not that was intended, but the next drowned trees you see are definitely not. But yes, there's. I think it's interesting in terms of the undulation. It's very, very workable, very buildable, and I think highly playable. Yeah, these trees, they're drowned, and that is definitely not by intention. That's quite awful. If I'm afraid that's quite awful. Very poor. Yeah, what are we looking at? Yeah, we've got no trees in that river. That's good news. Let's have a look at the hills. So we're going to the hills, because hills. Up to the top of the hill, and what do we do? We go up to we go the other side of the mountain. Oh, the bear! No, don't start singing, Bonbon. Nobody enjoys your singing. Not even deaf people. Yeah, a few more drowned trees there. Interesting, we've got a bit of a water source right by what appears to be a tiny little island. It looks a bit awkward, that. Just a little bit awkward. Nothing drastically bad with it. It just looks weird. Okay, anything else that we haven't done yet? I think we're about there. Do want to point out though, when we go to the scoring screen, if you look at the peninsulas there, we've got more drowned trees around the outside of the island too. Okay, aesthetically, all things said, drowned trees apart, I think it's a good looking map. The theme and luck do work well. I do like the design of the islands, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. Detailing, a lot of it is very, very good, but I think there's just too many problems for it not to only score 2 stars. All the drowned trees and the clippings and the glitchy railway. It's a high 2 stars. It's very close to a 3. I can't give it 3. Gameplay potential, like it a lot. I think it's very playable. All these things that can be sorted, fairly straightforward to be sorted, and I think the map might just be worth it. Give him 4 stars for gameplay. Aeria Island by Uritar is today's map of the day, and I thoroughly enjoyed flying through it. Right, anyway, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow, hopefully, for another map in the What's Map series. And also tonight, hopefully, for map making with me creating my 2nd ever map. It's recorded, I haven't voiced it at the moment, and so that might be a little bit of a push. I might hold back on that, we'll see. So 6 o'clock tomorrow, tonight, 6 o'clock tonight for map making with BonBonB, hopefully. See you tomorrow, hopefully.